lazy exercise. Comments. So as you can see here, the video that I commented on was pointing out the fact that's like about you know using heavy weights and how it takes long for you to recover. Because it was just talking about like how long it takes for you to recover in between your workouts. So working out like more than like 3 times a week or even 4 times a week, will be too much for some people. So doing less will be better for most people. So that's why he was like talking about his training, and when he mentioned the whole like because of recovery, it'll take longer to recover. And I point out the fact in my comments you can see is like, well, that's because it was the fact that you can't recover faster. It's like that's incorrect. You can recover faster if you use lighter weights. So the thing is that it takes longer to recover if you use heavier weights in multiple sets. It'll take longer to recover. Now, if you use heavy weights and do 5 reps, 1 set to failure, right? You'll recover less than a week. Right? You'll probably recover like at least 4 days within 4 days. But even I won't immediately start working out again after the 4th day. I'll wait a whole week, right? So I'll wait 2 more days. So that would be a total 6 rest days, 1 day that I actually work out, right? And go from there. And it works for me. Great results. The funny thing is I'm running out of weights because I'm progressively overloading. I'm getting stronger faster. And I'm not even working out twice a week, 3 times, 4 times. I'm not 1 set to failure. It's enough. Just 1 set to failure. And I'm already, starting to run out of weights. Like I did get my 5 pound. I'm going to order the 10 pound leg weights. So I got 2 5 pound weights, which I strap them to my wrist, so it adds extra 5 pounds to my lifts. So if I pick up my 35 pound dumbbell while wearing the 5 pound weight on my wrist, that's 35 pounds, right? My wrist will be 35 pounds heavier. Obviously, if I put on one arm both the straps, which I did when I was doing the one arm workout, I put both of the weights. So I added 10 pounds to my arm, and then I picked up the heavy weight. So I was able to create 118 pounds or something like that. I had the 250 pound dumbbells strapped together with the 8 pound dumbbell in between the weights, and then I had the two 5 pound wrist leg weights wrapped around my arm, my forearm, and I was able to create 118 pounds to be able to do side bends. And of course, I did it on both sides, right? So I had to switch the weights to the other arm. So the point is that it's like I'm running out of weights. So eventually, I have to get the 10 pound wrist straps, which will obviously allow me to add 20 pounds to my arm, right? And then I can still use the two 5 pounds, so that's an extra 10, so that'd be a 30. So I could make my arm just by my arm by itself with those weights 30 pound heavier, and then grab the 108 pounds with the extra 30 pounds. That's 138. That's like the most I'll be able to do there. I could technically add more weight. I would have to like chain some extra weight, like a 5 pound weight or the 8 pound water bottles that I have over there. So I could potentially make it here. It's just a lot of extra steps to do that. That's the point I'm trying to get. So it's like soon I'm gonna I'm gonna run out of weight. So the point I'm making is that even though I'm working out less, I'm still getting stronger fast. Like I'm still adding 5 to 10 pounds of weight to my lift every week. So like eventually I'm gonna run out. It's not like I have it's not like I have access to a whole entire gym at the moment. So eventually, someday soon, working on it. But at the moment, I'm just doing a little home office gym thing. And it's like, yeah, I'm running out of weights. That's the thing. Is like, I have all these weights that I bought, and now I'm running out because I'm literally tying them together and stuff just to make more weight because I'm running out of weight because I'm getting stronger faster. And with only 50 grams of protein a day and one full body workout, 1 set to failure, blah, blah, all that stuff. All one, basically. I'm doing a lot less than most of y'all, and I'm still getting the same results as y'all. Like, y'all getting 5 to 10 pounds stronger every week. Maybe some of y'all are plateauing. I noticed that a lot of times I'll see people still lifting 40 pounds. I'm like, and that's a working set. That's not warm up. But I seen you use 40 a long time ago. Are you still using 40? Or are you like trying to maintain? So you're not trying to grow. I understand you want to maintain, so you'll use the same weight. So in order just so you don't lose the ability to curl 40, 50, just like benching 405 and not adding any more weights, just keep benching 405 and maybe take a break like for a couple weeks. Just because you want to give your body, you want to rest. Plus, you're not trying to get stronger, so you'll rest your body and then come back and just try to lift the 4 5 again. And be like, oh shit, I'm 2 reps less. Normally I rep 4 5 10 times. Now I can only do 8. It's like, all right, so you lost some strength, which more likely means you lost some muscle, obviously, right? And just keep working out, right? Keep benching the 4 5, and you'll get your strength back, right? You'll get the muscles back. So that's understandable if that's what you're doing. But sometimes it looks more like just some people are plateauing, like their body's just like, all right, you reach your limit. So we'll see. I don't know the story. I'm just saying something that I'm noticing. It's like a lot of y'all are not getting stronger. Because by now I should be seeing, especially a lot of the female fitness ladies, a lot of them are not lifting more weights. They're not even lifting weights that's close to what I'm lifting. I'm lifting 3 times the amount they're lifting, and I haven't been lifting as long as they have. So they've been lifting longer, yet they're not even lifting the weights I'm lifting. And for whatever reason, like I said, I don't know the reason. I'm just noticing that it's like, you're still using the same weights. Okay, I'd be expecting a lot of these ladies to be benching like at least 315 minimum, right? Maybe trying to get close to 4 or 5. But the fact that I see a lot of ladies still benching under 200 is like, oh, okay. Either they're choosing to do that or they just not getting stronger. But hey, to each their own. You know, it's your body, not mine. I'm more focused on mine, which is getting stronger, and I'm getting stronger with less, which just proves the point that even with less, like I literally had to order a 100-pound dumbbell because I'm running so low on weight right now. The fact that I had to make my own 100 pounds by tying 250 pounds together, it's like, okay, I'm going to need to get a 100-pound dumbbell and then tie the 50 to it, right? Tie both 50s to try to get to 200 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And then go from there and then strap weights to my arm. You know, there's a lot I got to do just to continue to do progressive overload. Now, granted, it's only for some exercises that I need a lot of weight. Some other exercises, the 50s are more than enough. And, you know, the extra 5s or whatever. Anyway, I'm getting a little off topic. Just point out the fact that it's like, I don't work out nearly as much as a lot of y'all. I just recently recorded a video pointing out the fact that a lot of people overdo workout. They make it seem like it's hard work and it's harder than it really is. And in reality, it's not. Y'all exercise more than y'all need to. Y'all will get the same results if y'all exercise less. You will get 5 pounds stronger each week with less sets. You don't need to do 3 to 6 sets per muscle group. Don't need to do drop sets. Don't need to time and attention, blah, blah, blah. Listen, like, you don't need to do all this extra shit. You definitely don't need to be spending hours in the gym. Because at the end of the day, by next week, you're more likely only going to be 5 pounds stronger. All that extra work that you did that I didn't do, and we both still got 5 pounds stronger. Unless you prove me otherwise, unless you can prove to me like, oh no, I get 30 pounds stronger each week. I add 30 pounds each week to my lifts. I'm like, okay, that's a different story. Please tell me what you're doing. Tell me your plan. You know, tell me your routine. I'm curious. Because for me, you know, I can add about 5 to 10 or 5 to 8, so to speak. That's the funny thing. Is like now I have 5-pound dumbbells. 5-pound weights. I can go up 5 pounds at a time and do 5-pound increments. But I have the 8-pound dumbbells. So whenever I want to add weight, I just add the 8 pounds quickly. So you know, so the 8 pounds add up, you know, differently than 5 pounds, right? So fortunate enough that I can easily add an extra 8 pounds, an extra 3 pounds. So instead of me going 5 pounds stronger each week, I'm going up 8 pounds stronger each week. So there's a potential that maybe I can do 10, right? I proved that today because after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna finish my workout. I just set up my dumbbells. They're both at 88 pounds each, and then I'm gonna strap on the 5-pound weights to my wrists. So that's gonna make them 5 pounds heavier. So what, 88 plus 5? It's 93 pounds. So I'm gonna have 2 93-pound dumbbells. And I could strap an extra 5 pounds to each of that. So 93 plus 5, so 98. So it's almost 100 pounds. So I can almost make 2 100-pound dumbbells. Which that's probably the route I'll go. Because I think I'm strong enough that I can do 2 98 pounds for my exercise. But anyway, what was I saying? I'm getting stronger with less workouts. Oh yeah, the lighter weight thing, because the argument here I pointed out is like muscle recovery and muscle building are not the same thing. There's 2 separate things. One is about like how long it takes for you to recover, and then the other one is just about hypertrophy, right? You know, whether you build muscles from micro tears or it's hypertrophy, aka I'm gonna call it stretching the muscle. By stretching your muscles, it causes it to grow, so it'll make it longer, aka bigger, and then because it'll get inflamed. Obviously, that's the pump. It'll get inflamed, and then so it'll get a little bit of swelling, so it'll be stretched, so it'll be longer, and then swollen a little bit, and then the swelling will go down, right? The pump will go down, but it won't go down all the way. It will go down to a certain point, and you're going to be the muscle is going to be a little bit longer, but also a little bit thicker. All right, so it's going to be longer in one direction and then longer in another, right? So the y and x axis, whatever. Point is, it's like if that's the case, it's not about breaking the muscles. It's about stretching the muscle fiber and causing it to swell up from the stretching, and that's what hypertrophy is. That's an interesting theory. That's an interesting idea. It's like, okay, I'm open to that idea. Let's investigate that. So that's for another conversation. You know, that I'm doing my hypertrophy research, looking into that, seeing what that's about. Because so far, no one's doing a great job at all explaining what the whole hypertrophy is. Because ironically, it just still sounds like, oh, okay, you lift heavy weights, your biceps get sore because of micro tears, and you consume protein to repair the micro tears, and you get stronger because of that process. That's what hypertrophy sounds like. The same thing that we've known for a long time. But these fitness guys are saying, no, that's not true. Micro tears is not real. That's not how muscles grow. It's hypertrophy. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, okay. I keep saying hypertrophy, but none of y'all have a good way of explaining it. And how am I supposed to trigger? What is the routine? What are the rules for triggering hypertrophy and not cause muscle damage? And what's the purpose of protein? Because to me, protein is only, when it comes to muscles, it's for muscle repair. So if you don't damage the muscle, what is the point of the protein? Are we doing something else? Does protein synthesis not mean muscle repair, like micro tear repair? Does photosynthesis mean something else, where the protein is being converted into something other than the building blocks of muscle fibers? So now let's say, like, I gotta look into whatever the hell people are saying, because they're trying to make it sound like it's different than muscle damage, aka micro tears. Protein fixes that damage, and you get stronger because the damage was fixed, and the muscles are bigger than they used to be because it got fixed after you damaged it. And the way you damage it is by stretching the muscle fibers until they break, which is weightlifting, which is mechanical tension or muscle tension, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so here I point out the fact that the recovery, how long it takes for you to recover, the time between you lifting weights and being sore to when you're no longer sore, you can lift weights again. Because it goes back to if we're not creating muscle damage, why are we resting? Why do we need? I should be able to bench press every day and never get sore. But that's not how it works. You lift heavy weights, you get sore. And when you stop feeling sore, that means you recovered. That's how we determine that we have fully recovered, when we no longer feel sore. We no longer feel the feeling of we lifted some heavy stuff and it stressed the shit out of our muscles, right? So this person wants to argue with me about, like, trying to say, like, I guess they're trying to say that I'm not building the right way. And it's like, yeah, you misunderstood what I said. I'm talking about recovery. If you want to recover fast from lifting weights, it's better to use lighter weights, because you'll recover faster from using lighter weights than if you were to use heavy weights, because heavy weights will cause more stress to your muscles. So it takes longer for your muscles to recover from the stress, right? From the resistance training. So if you use lighter weights, you're putting your muscles under less stress. So that means it takes less time to recover. But you're still putting your muscles under stress. So to me, part of my research for the hypertrophy will be seeing if I can grow make my muscles grow, right? Without going to failure, without doing, a full amount of sets. Let's say I can curl 50 pounds 10 times, right? But instead of curling it 10 times, I curl it 5 times on purpose. Just do 5 reps and that's it, and stop, and leave 5 in reserve. I could do 10, but I choose to do 5 instead, and see if my biceps, my muscles heal fast. And if they do, I'll try it again with 5 pounds more, and do 5 reps, and keep doing that process, right? 5 reps, adding 5 pounds, and do this like every day. I'll figure out how I'm going to do it, because if I'm not going to failure, I should in theory be able to do 1 set of 5 reps every day of a weight that I can do 10 reps of. So that's like the idea I'm working with. So we'll test it out. I'll test out different other ideas. But the main thing is to lift a light weight with in less reps. Leave some reps in reserve. The idea is not to hit failure. Lift some weights and not hit failure. So in other words, don't create muscle damage. So lift some weights, don't create muscle damage, and see what happens. Because if that's the case, and that's how that, with hypertrophy and what everybody, TNF and them were talking about, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I can lift weights and not be sore. And I can recover faster and all this good stuff. And so that means by the end of a week, I could add 20 pounds to my lift, so to speak. Let me see, I start Monday to Friday, so 5, 10. So no, I start off with 50, and then I add 5 every day. So if you 5, 10, 15, 20, right, that's 4, yeah. So 20, yeah. So I start with 50 on Monday, and by Friday, I should be 20 pounds stronger, which would be amazing. Because then that means I could add 20 or about 80 pounds to my lift in 1 month type of situation. So we'll see. We'll see once I test that out. I'll test it out next month. I still want to do the workout routines I want right now, because I'm already doing workout routines. So I'm going to stick to that for this month, and then do that hypertrophy experiment next month. What else? I guess that'll be the end of this video.